In this topic, we will focus on Microsoft Identity Platform, in which we will cover Azure AD and authentication using ADAL, which is Active Directory Authentication Library. Your cloud identity connects you to a wide variety of enterprise services, both with your organization and outside of your organization. Identities are the new control plane, and securing them beyond just password is a priority amongst many organizations. If an identity is stolen, the person or even company is at risk of losing precious personal information and intellectual properties. This generates the need for centralized identity platform, which can uniformly integrate with the varieties of devices, endpoints, and users. Microsoft Azure Active Directory is Microsoft's cloud-based identity and access management service. Azure AD creates and manages credentials that help enterprise users sign in and access both internal and external resources that are offered by your company or third-party companies more securely. Azure AD's geographically distributed architecture combines extensive monitoring, automated rerouting, failover, and recovery capabilities, which delivers company-wide availability and performance to customers. For clients that need to access protected resources, Azure AD provides the Active Directory Authentication Library. ADAL version 1.0 enables application developers to authenticate users to a cloud or on-premise Active Directory and obtain tokens for securing API calls. ADAL makes authentication easier for developers through such features like configurable token cache that stores the access token and refresh token. And it also supports asynchronous method calls. Not only that, varieties of programming languages like C#, JavaScript, Objective-C, Java, and Python are also supported with ADAL. As you can check in this sample code where we are trying to authenticate using ADAL, we first have to provide the tenant and the authority information, in which right now we are focusing some dummy tenant and we are focusing on the login.microsoftonline.com/the tenant information, where we have to pass the tenant ID. You have to initialize your app's authentication context with this kind of ADAL primary classes, and then based on the tenant ID, this will identify and connect with Azure AD authorities. After matching with the token, it has to validate to the redirected URI, in which we specify whichever URI you want to redirect on the successful authentication. The basic principle behind ADAL is that whenever your app needs to access token, your app simply calls this particular acquire token asynchronous method, and ADAL does the rest of the things. When your app requests a token by calling this method, ADAL will attempt to return a token without asking the user for credentials. If ADAL determines that the user needs to sign in to get a token, it will display a login dialog, collect the user's credentials, and return a token upon successful authentication. If anything goes wrong and ADAL is unable to return the token for any reasons, then it will throw an ADAL exception, which developers can handle in their own code. Until recently, most developers have worked with the ADAL version 1.0, which is a platform to authenticate work and school accounts provisioned by the Azure Active Directory. If you want, you can use Microsoft Identity Platform version 2.0 also, in which you can authenticate against organization accounts, as well as you can also authenticate against personal accounts, which can be Microsoft or maybe third party like LinkedIn, Facebook, and Google. Microsoft Identity Platform is an evolution of the Azure Active Directory Developer Platform. It allows developers to build applications that log in users, get tokens to call APIs such as Microsoft Graph or APIs that developers have built customly. It consists of an authentication service, open source libraries, application registration and configuration, full developer documentation, quick start samples, code samples, tutorials, how-to guides, and the other developer content whichever is required for developing the customized application code. The Microsoft Identity Platform supports industry standard protocol such as OAuth 2.0 and OpenID Connect. If we focus on the object types, Azure Active Directory supports two kinds of objects: application registrations, and security principles. Even inside the security principle, we have user principles and service principles. The goal behind this object is maybe an application also requires to be identified. That's why an application requires a unique identification, something like an app ID or client ID. And even when you're dealing with the user or services, it requires to have validated and authenticated based on the unique identity, which can be done by user principles and service principle. Depending on how your client is built, it can use one or several of the authentication flows that Microsoft Identity Platform supports. These flows can be produce a variety of tokens such as ID tokens, refresh token, and access tokens. In addition to authorization codes, they require different tokens to make them work. Most of the time, we have 4 common authentication flows like interactive, on behalf of, client credentials, and device code. Let's see all of these in details. Interactive authentication flow focuses on the application and Azure Active Directory, which supports the ability to prompt a user interactively, typically by using browser, to sign in into a website with their credentials and then obtain a token. On behalf of authentication flow. In this flow, an application invokes a service or a web API, which in turn must call another service or web API. The idea is to propagate the delegated user identity and permissions through the requested chain. For the middle tier service to make authentication requests to the downstream service, it must secure an access token from Microsoft Identity Platform on behalf of the user. Third one is client credential authentication flow. In this flow, you access web-hosted resources by using an application's identity. This type of access is common for server-to-server interactions that must run in the background without immediate interaction with the user. This type of applications are often known as daemons or service accounts. And the fourth one is device code authentication flow. In this flow, users sign in into input constrained devices such as a smart TV, IoT devices, or printers. Interactive authentication with Azure AD requires a web browser. The device code flow lets the user to use another device such as another computer or a mobile phone to sign in interactively where the device or operating system doesn't provide a web browser. Now before we move forward, it's the time to see how we can register an app with Microsoft Identity Platform, in which we will try to create a simple .NET Core application in our Visual Studio, and we will try to authenticate for the user who's coming from Azure Active Directory tenant. I have already logged into my Azure portal, and now I'm just trying to check Azure Active Directory inside that. I can see that I have my default directory, which is created based on my Hotmail email account using which I have activated my Azure subscription. If I go inside that, for each directory, we have a unique tenant ID which is associated with that. This tenant ID will be useful when your organizational domain or any other domain will associate with Azure Active Directory. As you can see, we have a tools like Azure AD Connect, which helps you to associate your organizational domain with Azure Active Directory, and then both the Active Directory domains will be synchronized with each other. Like all the Active Directories, left side we have users, groups, roles and administrators, and also we have app registration and enterprise level application registration options in this. If I click on users right now, inside this Active Directory, I can add a new member user for this AD, or even I can invite some existing users as a guest user into this. As of now, I have some member users and some guest users in my Active Directory. Now in order to authenticate these users with my existing application, I am going to Visual Studio 2019. Inside of Visual Studio, I'm going to create a new project. This will be a .NET Core web application in C#, and we are going to click on Next. Name of the application we will give Web App for ADAL. And then I'm going to click on Create. While creating this new project itself, it is asking me that which template I want to choose for. I'm going to select Web Application Model View Controller, and then at the right side where we have Docker support, we are going to uncheck that. while on the top we have an authentication option. I am going to change it from no authentication to work or school account. As you can check here, we can have a configurational options for authentication like individual user account or even Windows authentication. I am dealing with Azure Active Directory, that's why I'm choosing work or school account, which will be a cloud specific organization. It can be a single organization or multi-tenant organization into that. I am choosing single organization because my directory in Azure is right now single organization Active Directory. There are chances that one user is associated with multiple Active Directory tenants, and that's why I'm getting multiple options here. I'm going to select my default directory, which is available here. And for this directory, we are going to access the read directory data permissions for this application. Then only my application will be able to access the directory data, as well as we can also get the additional information like user roles and the relationship with the other users. I'm going to click on OK. The authentication is selected like a work and school account using this directory, and all we're going to do is create. This will create a new project, and it will also generate some additional authentication code which is using ADAL authentication token inside that. My project is successfully created, and I can see that it's a pure .NET Core application with some basic controller with the name home controller, views and models inside that. The additional thing which we got here is we have one app settings.json file inside which we got an additional configuration for the tenant and the application ID which got registered with this. You can see inside this app settings.json file, I have an Azure AD configuration, which is nothing but a JSON configuration with the key value pair. And in these keys, we are passing instance ID, domain, tenant ID, client ID, and callback path. This instance ID will be the URL using which we will navigate for authentication. The domain will be our Active Directory domain with the tenant ID, which is matching with the same ID which is available in the Azure Active Directory. You can see my directory ID is this one, and this is also showing me similar kind of Active Directory ID. Same way, the client ID is going to be the unique application ID, which will get generated automatically when this application is going to be associated with Azure. Right now, additionally, other than this particular configuration, we also got some configuration inside our startup.cs and program.cs. If we go inside startup.cs, we have services.add authentication, which is automatically added by the .NET Core application, and in which they are adding that we are going to add Azure AD default, which is an authentication scheme selected for this particular application. We have a predefined method which is add Azure AD, in which they are just configuring and binding with the configuration of our app settings.json file. This Azure AD word is the name of the configuration which we have inside our app settings file. Not only that, after this we also have a middleware which can directly associate with authentication and authorization with Azure Active Directory. So inside the configure method, we are just adding these two middlewares for that. Once this is done, we are all set to check whether this is working or not. All I'm going to do is I'm going to run this application in my local development environment. You can see right now my application has started loading on localhost 44350, which is showing me that the application is running in local. But because we have associated with the Azure Active Directory authentication, immediately within few seconds this will navigate to login.microsoft.com to authenticate using Azure Active Directory. You can see it's going to login.microsoft.com, and then within few seconds, and I always keep it like keep sign in, it's directly logging in with that particular user account. And you can see it's showing me sign out option here. If I click on sign out, it's sign out from the same Microsoft account. And then if I want to sign in with the other users of my Azure Active Directory, I can also sign in with that. The buttons of sign in and sign out are associated with this application, but the moment you click on this, this is going to take care of this thing with the help of login.microsoft.com. In short, authentication and authorization is still happening with OAuth 2.0 kind of protocol using that same Azure Authentication library, which is known as Azure Active Directory Authentication Library. Once your user is able to log in into this application, the name of this application, which is Web App for ADAL, is also going to be registered on your Azure Active Directory. Like right now, if I go to my Azure Active Directory account, left side we have a section for app registrations. And inside this app registrations, if I try to search for all application, and in that I am going to search for the exact same name, which is the name for my application, web app for ADAL. If I search for that, you can see that I have an application which is just now registered when we run this application and we associated with Azure Active Directory based authentication. If I go inside this particular application, it's going to show me application ID, and this is the same application ID which we are able to see inside our app settings file. This client ID and that application ID is the same, using which my Azure is able to identify that which application is trying to make a call to authenticate the user request. This way, even your application identity and your user identity both are managed by ADAL. Further, if you want to associate with the API calls, you have an official documentation available here, and the code samples are also available which you can utilize to explore more on the same thing.